Alright, what's up guys? This is T, and we're going to jump in here to the weekly watch list video for the week of April 4th. So guys, I'll be pretty straightforward here. There's a few spots in the market I would like to get long, and there's a lot more spots in the market that I'm not really going to be in any type of rush to jump in here aggressively to the upside. One of those spots being the S&P 500, and basically all the indexes here. So in terms of my bullish criteria, I'm looking for, we're trading above the weekly 21. If I'm going to get long, like 100%, I need to stack DMAs on the weekly and the daily chart. And then I would prefer to see green 10x bars across all time frames. Bullish momentum. So taking that criteria, the S&P 500 here looks a little bit nothing special. Yeah, we're above the weekly 21. But there's no buy signals, there's no stacked DMAs. And at this point, a good flush takes you back under the weekly 21. At which point, I'm looking to short it. So, with all that being said, not really in a rush here to buy the dip on the S&Ps. And the same thing goes to the QQQ. We're right at the weekly 21. No stacked DMAs, no buy signals. If you look at the small caps here, aka the small craps, under the weekly 21, where's the green lights? Where's that good-looking bullish trend, that good structure, that momentum? It's not in the S&Ps, not in the QQQ, not in the small caps. It's not in XLK, big tech. If this sneezes this week, you're under the weekly 21 with no stacked DMAs. In other words, we're going to get some sell signals again. And in terms of sell signals, check out the semiconductors. You had a nice pop. The short squeeze, but here we go, back under the weekly 21. No stacked DMAs, sell signals, bearish momentum on the weekly chart. So if SMH looks like that, then you got AMD with sell signals. You've got Qualcomm getting Qual hammered here. Sell signals, negatively stacked DMAs. Micron, negatively stacked DMAs, you got some sell signals. So, from my perspective, the S&P 500, the QQQ, the semiconductors, big tech, the financial sector, with some sell signals, these aren't really the ideal structure or trend that I think you're looking to buy the dip, or just get long as a general statement. So, I'm kind of taking this approach right now. As far as like the overall market, and then the names that are going to move with the market. So, Amazons, Googles, things of that nature. Just kind of taking that all day by day right now. And I'm a pretty simple guy. If we're above the weekly 21, and we got stacked DMAs, I'm probably looking to get long. Or if anything, I'm open-minded. So, for now, I'm going to ignore the S&Ps. I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm just not going to throw any money at it to the upside. But got a few things for y'all here. So in terms of the energy sector, picture perfect, right? Now at some point the trend's going to come to an end. But my thinking is, as long as we got buy signals, as long as we got the green lights over here, and a daily squeeze, and a 4-hour, 2-hour, 60-minute, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute squeeze, old energy here is fixing to do something. And I would think it's a push to the upside in the continuation of this trend here. So, unlike the semis, unlike big tech, unlike the market, I think energy looks phenomenal here. So names like EOG, we'll probably look for some EOG this week. Really take your pick. So EOG, Devon is looking really good here. Chevron. If you're old school, you could go ExxonMobil. There's Fang. Really, so take your pick. They're all in uptrends. They've all got stacked DMAs. They all got the good stuff here. So, still a huge fan of the energy sector. And so long as that holds up, for those of you in the options or in the mastery, pretty good chance we'll be jumping into some energy plays here this week. Another good-looking group, guys, is healthcare. So unlike everything else, we're above the weekly 21, and we got some stacked DMAs. So if healthcare could pull back a bit here, I think you got something to work with. So there's names like UNH. Really good stuff. Weekly, daily stacked DMAs, weekly, daily green 10x bars, buy signals. UNH looking pretty good. There's Johnson & Johnson. There is Pfizer, PFE, and you got some ABBV as well. Pretty straightforward, right, guys? Good looking trends. Next up here is XLP, the consumer staples. Back above the weekly 21. You got some green lights on a dip back to the 21. We might be looking to play ball here. So in terms of consumer staples, you got Costco on steroids over here. So if Costco wants to pull back any day, we would love to jump in around 560-ish. I mean, beautiful. Buy signals, weekly daily stacked DMAs, weekly daily bullish momentum. So I think Costco, you look for a dip on that bad boy. And then Coca-Cola, we can help out old Uncle Warren Buffett here. Coke pulls back to the 21. By that time, we probably have buy signals. We got some stacked DMAs. So, XLP, guys, isn't looking too shabby. And then I think agriculture, which you could trade through DBA. It's my favorite kind of daily squeeze. It's a daily squeeze in an uptrend with the buy signals and the green lights over here. So last Friday, in the mastery, we bought some calls here on DBA. And then I think gold. The old gold bug. Pretty good looking daily chart. What I fancy a bit more here, weekly squeeze fires, you're getting that consolidation, but you got the momentum, you got the structure, but then you've got this big bad mamma jamma here on the monthly chart. Big monthly squeeze, and momentum is starting to shift. So when we get to the point where we have that light blue bar here on the monthly histogram, you're kind of looking for the old gold bug to potentially trigger a pretty big move. And in terms of the power of the almighty monthly squeeze, well, I'm sure you remember 2020, 2021. Well, that ridiculous move that I just so missed that trend. But that type of momentum, that kind of relentless trend, well, that was a monthly squeeze firing long. Same thing for the QQQ, same thing for names like Google, names like Apple. That whole party there, and it was a hell of a party, a lot of that from a squeeze perspective was triggered by a monthly squeeze. So, not saying it has to happen, but I think the idea of getting long gold, with some in-the-money calls, maybe some debit spreads, some put credit spreads for May, June, July expiration, kind of puts you in a good position here to benefit from a really powerful move if and when that monthly squeeze fires long. So that is what I got for you guys. In terms of actionable opportunity, meaning with your daily squeeze at the 21, I think you can get to work here on energy. I think you can get to work on agriculture. I think there's a few names in an XLP. You might prefer on a little bit of a dip, but keep a close eye on XLP, keep a close eye on healthcare. And then, that's kind of one part of our watch list right now. So for those of you in the mastery, we've got, part one of the watch list, which is, things like energy, things like gold, active opportunity. Good looking trend that all kind of fits the bill, but it's not extended. The other part of the watch list are things that are in uptrends and fit the bill, but we would prefer to buy them on a pullback. So in terms of a few suggestions there, the BTFD watch list, UNG, and I'm a bitch for not taking an entry right there. There's kind of no other way to put it. I say that because we were staring at it in the options room. Daily squeeze, green lights, buy signals. What are you doing, Horton? What are you doing? So I can promise you, next time we get the opportunity here to get long UNG, my ass is jumping in. But check this out. Check this out. You've got daily structure, you've got momentum, and granted, this is a pretty big push, but if you look at the weekly squeeze here, we're only week 1 into firing to the upside. So the rule of thumb that John kind of teaches is that a good squeeze can fire typically lasts, 5 to 8 bars. Kind of like that push back there. That lasted quite a while. So throughout that kind of push, you're just looking for a better entry. So we're keeping a close eye here on UNG. Then you got CCJ, which is a uranium play. And whatever uranium is, it's looking pretty good here. Brand new daily squeeze too, which is always a bonus. So back around 28 bucks. I like CCJ, and then a few of the fertilizer stocks like Mosaic. Good stuff here as well. So there you have it, guys. That is my weekly watch list here, or at least some of it, for the week of April 4th. But I hope you found this helpful. If you haven't already, go on ahead and hit subscribe. And let's see, tomorrow morning? Yeah, tomorrow morning. I will see you all here bright and early at 8:45 a.m. Eastern for some pre-market prep. Until then, guys, be good. Go rest up. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you tomorrow morning.